Yeah.
Welcome back to the Cake Dish Podcast. I have a very, very special guest, hair care guru, Miss Taliah Waajid. Thank you so much for taking the time. We know you have this conference coming up. And
Yes. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
yes, I know I read your bio and I bought the products, but a lot of people don't know that you started this company at just 14.
Yes.
So, was there, would you say, like a pivotal moment in your life that motivated you to, like, you know what, I'm gonna go full force with this?
hmm Um, n- Not really. I've just been fortunate enough to discover something that I love to do, and I started doing it and started getting paid to doing it and for doing it, and I just kept going. I just kept it up, kept thinking of more ways that I could grow with my business of doing hair and teaching people the benefits of natural hair.
Okay, so starting, that first brand so early on and to seeing what it is today in different stores in Walmart, did you ever anticipate the Taliah Waajid brand becoming this empire that it is today?
When I first started out, no, because I didn't know what direction I was going to go in. I just knew that I love doing hair. I love doing natural hair, and I started very young, so I didn't at that time. I wasn't thinking like that. But as the years went on and the business grew, and I would get to a point of okay, I wanted a salon. Then I get a salon. It's like okay, so what can I do next? So I want to teach people how to do the art of natural hair, and then I did that. So it has always been a journey of what can I do next, and that's what led me to doing the products. And even when I started with the products, it's always been what can I do next, and from going to shipping them out of my garage, to how can I get them in the store? It's always been what can I do next? And so, that's how, the products wind up being in the stores and, being what they are today. I'm always looking for the next best thing to do.
So, was there ever a moment in that process, like going from your house to getting into stores, where you felt like I've made it in a sense?
No.
Oh,
No, because I'm my worst critic. I'm not impressed by myself and the things that I do because I just always feel like there's more to do. And I'm always looking for opportunities to be a good example and to help others as well. And there's always going to be an opportunity for that. So I
mhm.
guess that's why I'm never to the point of I've made it because there's always more to do.
That is a
But
very
happy to
humble
be
answer.
here. It's
That,
been a long journey, and I'm happy to be at this point. But I still feel like there's more to do.
So how do you handle in the hair care industry? Obviously, there are a lot of brands. Like, how do you handle the negative feedback? Somebody who, even back before you were in the stores when you were selling products in just your salon, people who are like, "Oh, I hate her products. I don't like her products." Like, has that impacted you? Like, has that ever made you want to say, "Oh, I just want to quit this at all"?
No, well, I've never heard that. I've been fortunate enough to
Okay,
have never heard that.
that's a blessing.
Yes, it is. Because when you put out a product or anything you put out, you want people to love it. If you love it and you're putting it out there and you're sharing it with the public, you want people to have positive reviews or a positive experience with it. So luckily, I've had that. I'm sure that everything has not been positive, but I haven't, really heard, too many negative things or really any really. But, if and when I do, I take it as an opportunity to be better,
Mhm.
to fix it.
So, growing your brand, what made you go, you know what, I want to have an entire hair show. I want to have a full conference where people can just come and embrace their natural hair. What made you really want this conference to start?
Because there wasn't anything available. The conference is like 24 years old. So 24 years ago, there was just not the interest that there is now in natural hair. I would say it's more mainstream now. It was nowhere near it back then, but I always loved it, and I knew that it was a choice that women had, Black women had, and a lot of them didn't know they had that choice.
Mhm.
And the ones that did know they had that choice, they didn't know how to. They didn't know how to go about including it into their life, or they didn't see enough people, or with it, looking and with different styles, and
Right.
different type of women wearing these natural styles. So there wasn't an example, a visual example. But I saw it because I had been doing natural hair for so long in New
Right.
York City. And so I've seen these people, and from different walks of lives, and everybody that wore their hair natural or braided or twisted was not trying to go back to Africa or start a revolution. Choice of this
Right.
is the want to wear my hair. I understand the benefits of it. I know that I have a choice. I may have had a relaxer before, but this is something else that I found out. So I wanted everybody to know that and at least see it. And I had been to other hair shows, and it was just nothing that represented or promoted natural hair, natural beauty. And so I said, hey, I'll do it myself. And that's it. And I just, I love the result, because the reason why I did it is what keeps it going on. I wanted to create a place where like a watering hole for everybody that's interested in natural hair. If you have a business with natural hair, you want natural hair, you just want to see some style, the different hairstyles that are there.
Right.
That's what the event was about when it first started. And so it morphed from that into a whole lifestyle event. So, yeah.
Yes, and it I'm so excited. I've never been to one. I live in Florida, so this is gonna be my first one. But
Okay.
my best friend lived in Atlanta for several years, and she uses your product. She's the first one to tell me about your product. She went to Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
She was like, "You gotta go." But every year I just kept missing, and she was like, "No, you have to go." So years before that, it's amazing, and I'm telling her about it now, and she's so excited.
Yeah.
She's just more excited than anybody I've ever known. Like, she loves your product so much. So
That's awesome to hear. Thanks for sharing that. I
yeah,
love it. I can never hear that too much. I love it. And I'm happy you're going to get a chance to finally go.
I'm
So,
so excited. I'm going to get my little gown for my gala. Like, I'm like a kid going to prom right now. Okay,
oh, awesome. Yeah. It's
so
that type of feeling.
yes, that's what I feel from the videos of like past conference that I've been seeing.
Mhm.
And with your first one, can you kind of describe like what was that feeling of pulling off an event like that for the very first time, never been done before? Like, I guess how did you feel after it was just all said and done?
Um, this was so long ago and such a different time, and
Mhm.
uh, I was kind of disappointed because I was, expecting a lot of people to come, because I used
Mhm.
to get so many compliments on my hair, and I would tell people about it, and they seemed excited about it. But it wasn't as mainstream, so people, they didn't really understand what we were doing. And the people that did come to support, they were people that are I call them people in the community. So people that were like embrace Afrocentric, embrace. Just natural hair, just a lot of things that are associated with us, coming from Africa, right? And those are the people that showed up, and they were there, and they supported me. They supported the show, and that was great. And I was happy about that. But I really I wanted people that were not familiar to come,
Right.
more of them to come and just be wowed of just what they saw. And it took some time. I mean, it was an uphill battle. I mean, many nights we would have the show, come home crying because not enough people came. And I'm just happy to be where we are now, where it is more acceptable, it's more mainstream, and people understand that it's not, it's something everybody can embrace, no matter what your lifestyle is. You don't have to, be radical or anything.
Right.
It's the choice of wearing your hair, So,
Right.
mhm.
I love that. So, how were you? Because, like you said, it wasn't really mainstream. So, how were you able to grow it over the years? Like, how were you able to kind of get people interested in it?
Well, I can't take all the credit for that, right? Even though I worked my behind off trying to do it,
Yeah.
but I would definitely have to say the social media played a part in it because it gave, it had presented the opportunity for people to see, I guess, a wider audience of people to see natural
Right.
hair. And then people started talking about the issues with it, the things that when you come to this show, this is what we talk about. We have workshops on how to teach you how to do your hair. We have the different brands that we wanted to come through. It wasn't many back then, but
Right.
I was there, and I would invite people that had brands. And a lot of them had relaxer brands, but they couldn't bring the relaxers. They could bring the
Right.
conditioners, the moisturizers, anything to upkeep hair.
Mm.
And yeah, so that helped people to want to come to the show. Like, oh, they have a show for this too, and it
Right.
just kind of helped grow the show. I would say that played a part in it. But I remember, until a quick story, I remember just years of crying about the show, and then one year I was coming up Camp Creek, and it was so many cars, there's so much traffic,
Mhm.
annoyed because I had to get to the convention center for the show because I was running late. I'm like, what is all this doggone traffic? And then I'm, I'm frustrated. Then I just start looking at the people. I'm like, oh, she has natural hair. Oh, she has, oh, they got a lot. And they all going in the same direction. They were coming to the show. I was like,
Oh
finally.
my god.
I was like, finally, guys, here. So I was just so excited that day. And yeah, so that was like the point there where like, wow, and since then it just really started, the momentum picked up even more. So
So how many years would you say it took you to get to that point where like how many shows did it take to get to that point where you're in traffic and all these people are coming?
I would say this is maybe about 8, 9 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
If even that many. Yeah, yeah, to
Oh,
really.
wow. But I think that's a testament, like it's not an overnight thing. And I think
No, it's
a lot of
not.
people want it to be.
Yeah, yeah, that, and and that's the same thing with business or whatever it is that you're going after, you're trying to achieve, and it just seems like it's so far away. The
Mhm.
work that you put in is all, adding into the bucket of, the data that's going to happen. So you just have to just stay steady, stay dedicated, stay firm. If it's something that you really believe in your heart. And I really believed in my heart that this was going to be a thing, and that, there would be a section in stores where people could go and buy different kinds of natural hair products. That was another thing that I, fought the battle with, the retailers and the beauty supply stores, trying to tell them, hey, people want these products. This is the only way I've made a living. I made a lot of money. And I'm saying this,
Right.
and it kept growing. So I knew one day it was going to happen, and the stores would just know. Why would we want that? Relaxers were selling like crazy. They just
Right.
couldn't even see it. They couldn't see how, this could happen. But I'm glad we are where we are now with it. So it's good.
Same here. Well, that kind of leads me into my next question. You kind of answered it a little bit, but there's with so many, black owned beauty brands coming up, what would you say is like the three pieces of advice that you would give to these black owned beauty brands?
Mhm. I would say just make sure that you believe in your product. Make sure that you believe in what you're doing and you're passionate about it. Don't make it about, oh, this person made so much money doing this. It's not about the money. It's about your passion and your willingness to help someone. And that was, I would say, a big part of my success, is because I wanted to help others understand something that they didn't know. So, what can you bring to the table that someone needs? And just needs more information about. That's pretty much what I would tell them.
Absolutely. I love that advice. And
Oh,
you are. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, yeah. Okay. And another thing I would tell them too is, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid, just because someone may be in the same industry that you're in,
Mhm.
even doing the same thing that you're doing. You just never know if someone is willing to help you until you ask. A lot of times we just figure, well, oh no, they're not, they won't help me because that they're my competitor. I don't want to ask them because they're going to be trying to get my secrets and think that I want theirs, or and a lot of times it's not like that. And we all have something that we can offer different. Everybody's audience is different. So, it's nothing wrong with sharing information. It's nothing wrong with asking for help because no never killed anybody that I know of. So if someone says no, you just go to the next person and ask them. So, yeah.
That is super helpful. So I do want to get your advice about hair since I do have you and you are the natural hair expert. Because I know we're going to talk about the conference, but I just have to ask because we see so much in the news right now about relaxers and the dangers and that sort of thing. How can women who have used relaxers religiously? I was one of them until about 10 years ago.
Okay.
How do they embrace their natural hair and like move away from the chemical?
Mm. Today it is easier than ever. I mean, this is the best time for women. I think with hair care, just anything that we're doing with hair, because yesterday I had on a wig. I had locks, a full head of locks. Looked like they were really my locks. So if
Right.
someone wants to know how they want to look in locks, they can just get a wig and figure it out. As far as you growing out of wearing a relaxer, I think it's easier now because there's really no point of having a relaxer nowadays. I just don't see it because if you want to wear your hair straight, you could get silk press, you could flat iron your hair,
Mhm.
uh, you can wear a wig or get a weave, or you can do all kind of things to wear your hair straight and not permanently straighten it and use chemicals in your hair. Because once it's permanently straight, it's straight. You have to grow it back out again. So if
Right.
you let natural hair grow out and it's natural, and you decide, hey, I don't want to wear it poofy or puffy today. I don't want the two-strand twist or whatever these things I'm doing. You can pop on the wig, get it weaved or whatever, and still keep your own hair, your own natural hair healthy, keep your body healthier because you're not putting chemicals on your scalp and your hair. So I think now is a really good time because there's so many different options. And even playing with color. If you want to see how you look blonde, get a blonde wig. And
Yeah.
they look so good and natural nowadays, with the lace front and the plucking and all the
Yes.
things.
They
So yeah.
they do. I have an assortment of wigs. Like I have a collection.
And let me tell you, most Black women nowadays that have wigs and wear wigs, they're natural underneath.
Yes.
They don't have a relaxer because there's really no point in having one, you know?
I stopped. I was relaxing my hair so much, and I went to flat iron it, and it just fizzled off. Like it literally burnt off, and that was the last time I got relaxed, and that was 10 years ago. Because I couldn't believe I fried my hair to
Yeah,
that
it happens.
point.
It
Like,
happens.
and like you say, we're natural under all these.
A
So
lot of us are just totally natural under the wigs, and that's the best thing. That's my thing. Just you have a choice. You don't have to put chemicals in your hair if you don't want to. You know.
is.
That's
What do you think would be like the one go-to product of yours for the newly natural girls to maybe put on their hair every day to make it manageable?
So I would say my apple and aloe collection. I have the curl definer, the curl elixir, and the hold me down gel. So those are for three different hair textures. The curl definer is for like the tighter curl pattern, and you don't have to use it to define your curls. You can use it to slick your hair down. It's a styling cream. So, and then the elixir is the same thing, but it's for wavier hair, a wavier hair texture, hair pattern, and the gel is for even a lighter hair pattern. So yeah,
Okay.
then we have the apple seed oil for your scalp. I would just say the whole apple and aloe collection.
Okay, that's for the newly natural girls just getting started.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna love it. It's easy. It's like one, two, three. It's not a lot of different things that you
Mhm.
have to have a nice hairstyle. And then for the girlies wearing the wigs and the weaves, I have my protective styles collection. So that keeps your hair conditioned and moist and healthy while you're wearing your protective style. So I have everything, something for everybody.
You do, and it's separated in different categories on the website, which is so helpful.
We're different women, and then sometimes all in the same week. We may be a natural girl, a protective
Yep,
style.
I'm guilty.
Yeah. And I love it that we're here at this place where, our hair is like fashion now, change it and, based on how you feel.
It
So I
absolutely is, and I
it's
love
Natural. That's my thing. Keep it natural.
I love that. So, what is your hope for the Taliah Waajid brand? I mean, we have the conference, you're in the stores, but what is that one thing, or maybe a few things that you're still striving for with your brand that you would like to see?
Yes, to be a stronger global brand. We are selling internationally, uh, but I would like to see more international sales, more international global sales. We'll be in Europe and in London in May at a trade show there. So we'll, and once you get over there, there's, get to another country is like a train ride. So that's
Yeah.
what I love. Yeah, so we'll be over there country hopping and promoting our products.
Congratulations. That's a big move.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something that, I think a lot of beauty brands strive for to kind of break into the international market. So that's really inspiring.
Yeah, it's a great market because there's so many more people outside of the United States. The United States is like a little drop in the bucket compared to the world. So, yeah. hmm
Absolutely. So tell us how we can attend this natural hair show and conference.
So you can purchase tickets at naturalhairshow.org, and the dates are April the 27th through the 28th. And we do have a gala on that Friday, the 26th, and you can get your tickets at naturalhairshow.org there as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I am so excited.
Yeah, me too.
I
I'm
cannot
very
wait to connect with all of the ladies. It's been so fun just staying in touch with everybody and seeing everybody's, natural hair journey for one, and just the content that they're making, including you. So I am so excited.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
I
you
am
so
too.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you. Thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed chatting with you, and I can't wait to see you at the gala in your gown.
gonna go get it today. Fingers crossed. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining the
Thank
Cake Dish podcast.